The following video contains profanity and language that some viewers may find offensive. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's you! It's you!
Yeah, it's me. It's me, O'Shea. Yeah, it is. And if you thought you was gonna make this movie without me ragtagging your ass, you should have called Tyler and maybe asked him what would happen if I made a terrible ass movie and Sister Girl on Films called Wind of It. Now sit your ass down and get these lashings.
Truth is I'm tired. Options are for you.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. We not here for pleasantries, okay? Because y'all already see what's happening here, child. This is another episode of Child, What Is This? Which is essentially my bad movie review segment on the channel. And some of y'all have been in the comments asking me, almost in a mocking way, to do a reaction to War of the Worlds. And I was confused because there's no way any subscribers of mine would willingly ask me to sit down and waste 90 minutes or more of my time watching a movie as bad as this. But yet you were there. I don't remember who it was. You probably gonna be in this comment section. You might not want to be, because I might cuss you out. Because I sat down and I watched this movie, okay? I know everybody done already watched it. Everybody done tore it up. I was avoiding it. But I said, you know what? It couldn't be that bad. It has to have some redeeming qualities to it.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
That's what I had thought. That's what I had thought. But it might have. So without further ado, and after several requests, let's go ahead and get into War of the Worlds. Written by Kenny Gold, I don't know, Mark Hyman, and directed by Richard Lee, starring Ice Cube and Eva Longoria. Okay, so War of the Worlds is based off of a book by H.G. Wells that was really like popular when it first came out. It was about an alien invasion, and then at one point in time there was a radio broadcast that really popularized it, where they were reading the book and they were adding like sound effects, and people really thought like the world was really being invaded by aliens. So people have been tackling this story for, well, almost not quite a century, but we kind of creeping up on a century at this point, but for many, many years, for decades at this point. But for whatever reason, Kitty and Mark and Richard decided, well, let's go ahead and take a swing at it ourselves and see what we can come up with. Okay. Nobody asked for this. So the movie opens with William. William is played by Ice Cube, and it starts off before we even get going good. And he says, "Here we go." And I said, God damn it, I agree. We are on the same page. Here the fuck we go with this. Well, whatever this is about to be, that I'm about to lay my eyes upon. And so William is a domestic terrorist analyst. And we see that he's getting started for his work day. He's powering up his computer. And over to the side, I see a little picture of who I'm assuming is his child, perhaps. It says Dave, and it's just a picture. And I'm like, why is this picture? And then it dawned on me, it's his desktop. So y'all know how in the office people have pictures of their family on their desk, but because he don't have a desk, his child's picture's on the desktop. I was already pissed off. This is lame. We are already starting in the negatives, because that is so lame. But I got why they had it there. That was a little, I guess, and I could be misreading that, but that's what I got from that. Like, oh, okay, this is supposed to be tongue-in-cheek. Okay. So we kind of get this opening montage of William surveilling Washington, D.C. You know, he works for Homeland Security, and so he's tapped into everybody. He's seeing people's phone calls. He's seeing traffic. He's seeing this. He's seeing that. He has eyes and ears every damn where. And so already we are kind of locked into the fact that William is our man. He is the one. He is the one that the government trusts. Obviously, he's the best of what he does, because who else would they allow to have this much access to all of us, if not the best of the best, down to the Homeland Security. And so while he's working at this very prestigious place, very secure, very important job at Homeland Security, he get a Teams call. Teams. Teams that's ran by Google, right? Is it Microsoft? Microsoft Teams? It's Microsoft. Yeah. The same Microsoft that gets hacked a lot, right? Okay. But he gets a Teams call from Sandra, right? So Sandra is played by Eva Longoria. She works for NASA, okay? By the way, her little avatar on her Teams profile, it was like her photo, it was like her headshot. She was giving face. I said, okay. It was glamour shots, but these are small things. You know, this was a great movie. These are just small things I'm pointing out. So she works at NASA. Very prestigious, very important, very scientific, probably classified information that they probably share amongst each other. Why the hell are y'all using Teams? It bothered me so much. Why are y'all using Teams? Because I know damn well the government has some sort of encrypted inside platform that they use amongst themselves, just in case a hacker happens to hack into a Teams meeting where the domestic terrorist analyst and a scientist from NASA just happen to be in the call talking about important shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm expecting too much, but that's what I got from it. Sandra is calling William because there are these crazy storms that have been popping up all over the place. Just crazy, catastrophic, like what has happened, storms of which magnitude that we've never even seen before. And so these terrible CGI storm graphics, they're shown all over the place. And Sandra's like, you know, what do you make of this, William? What do you think? I'm like, he's a domestic terrorist analyst. Domestic, which means domestically, which means not internationally, which means just in the United States. Terror, okay? Terrorist, you know, analyst. How the hell he know what the hell going on with the storm, Sandra? You work for NASA. So, of course, he don't know what's going on with the storm. She's confused. She's like, well, I don't know what's happening. I don't know if you see anything on your end. I was like, a domestic terrorist is controlling the weather. I don't know where we're going with this, but I do know the graphics were terrible. And we're already starting off on a bad note as far as I'm concerned with where this movie is going. So Sandra and William, they end their Teams call. And so William gets back to work, you know, doing all his, you know, domestic terrorist stuff. And so he pulls up a file on the Disruptor. So apparently the Disruptor is a notorious hacker that the government is trying to get a hold of, right? Because it's Disruptor. So he's on the YouTube telling all the secrets. He's talking about how the government is surveilling the citizens and how they know all of our information and we have to be vigilant. And William is just like, oh, this bullshit. Why is he doing this? I'm like, sir, you're literally doing the thing, if not worse, what Disruptor is trying to warn the world about. Shaking your head like what he's saying is so unbelievable. Nigga, you doing the job now. Oh my God, y'all. This is the first 5 minutes of the film. And already they were pissing me off. I'm like, child. But anyway, the Disruptor is like #1 on the domestic terrorist watch list. Like they have been trying to apprehend him for a very long time. And they feel like maybe they're a little bit closer this time than they were before to getting the Disruptor. Now, mind you, he's toggling between all these different screens, which is crazy to me. So he swipes out of that screen and then he pulls up another screen where he's essentially cyber stalking his daughter. He has access to her phone. He has access to her emails. He's watching everywhere that she goes on the camera. And he's also cyber stalking her baby daddy, who is the Amazon driver. The movie was made in 2020, so it was during COVID. So this whole entire movie is them filming these scenes by themselves. Like, except for like Faith and Mark at some point. But for the most part, they're all on the damn Zoom call doing this movie, just FYI. So there's no actual interaction between any of these actors. Anyway, Faith is not the only child that William, you know, creeps on or whatever, obviously, because he has a son named Dave, and Dave is a gamer. But William hates that his son is a streamer and a gamer because he spent all this money on him to go to this top school, and this is what he's making of his life. And so William gets on Dave about that. He tends to go into Dave's account and closes out his games when he's playing his game, or closes out his account. And Dave is like, as much as you hate what I do, well, I hate what you do too. Like, you are spying on people, but you mad at me for playing video games. Like, make it make sense. One thing I noticed that on top of this movie just having terrible writing and having a very lazy plot, it also has some editing issues. Now, mind you, this is a Amazon movie. I know they had the budget because it's one big ass Amazon commercial, but y'all check out this clip and let me know, am I tripping?
Give up our privacy or death.
Yep. I think it's a pretty fair trade if you ask me.
What the hell happened here? What? This movie, y'all did this in COVID. Y'all had time to catch this and fix this. I don't know if that was a mistake by the editor or if that was intentional with the movie and it's supposed to be like, I don't know what the fuck it was, but shame on y'all. Y'all got too much damn money to be doing shit like this. So anyway, so Mark ends up calling William via WhatsApp. I mean, at least that's a little bit like encrypted or whatever. While they're on the phone, Mark starts talking about how, you know, I'm sorry, I just kind of thought you already figured you would know about the baby shower, you know, kind of based on like what you do for a living. How does everybody know, sir, that you're a domestic terrorist analyst? How does everybody know that your job is what it is? I feel like there are some jobs that are just kind of like confidential, right? Like, you know, they're kind of classified. You really can't tell people exactly what you do. Like, I work for, you know, the FBI, but I can't tell you that I'm a spy. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, everybody and their mama know exactly what William do. Like, even the kids. I feel like some shit just ain't supposed to be known, but movie is gonna move it. After William and Mark get off of their phone call and he spilled the beans to William about the baby shower, William, again, invading his daughter's privacy, logs into her Apple or whatever, her cloud, and can see the text exchange between her and Mark, where Mark is like, oops, my bad, Bookie Boo. I accidentally told your daddy about the baby shower. And Faith is like, girl, I figured he would have known already. He all up in our business anyway. He might as well know about this damn baby shower. I guess he didn't know, but whatever. And so then Faith is like, well, hell, it is what it is. I don't care. But did he ever accept your friend request over on the Facebook? And so William is looking at this and he's like, oh shit. So he goes and logs into his Facebook and accepts Mark's request. Well, how obvious is that? How obvious is it that you are spying on their conversation? Like, if I'm texting my Bookie Boo and I mention that such and such did not accept my friend request, and all of a sudden I get a notification from Facebook they accepted my friend request, I'm not gonna be looking at that like, oh my God, what a coincidence. Especially if I know the person be spying on me. Who I say wrote this? Hold on. Kenny and Mark. Did y'all think this through when y'all wrote this plot? Did this make any sense to y'all when y'all came up with this script? Probably not. Probably the fuck not. And so while William is over on the Facebook, we see that he has a message from his wife who has passed away in his Facebook messages.
Remember to take out the trash today and be nice to the kids. I love you, baby.
Now, mind you, y'all, again, this is on Facebook Messenger. I get that this movie is one big ass ad for the fucking multi-billionaires of the country, of the world, really. But why the fuck would his wife send a reminder message about don't forget to pick up the milk and the eggs from the grocery store on Facebook Messenger? Wouldn't she just text that to him? Wouldn't that be a text message and not a message on Facebook Messenger? I said, this is so dumb. this is dumb. This is just one big ass commercial because that didn't make no damn sense. And then he just kind of saved the message. I'm like, well, why didn't you just like download the, like, go onto Facebook on your phone, download the message so you can have it on your phone, just in case something happens. Foreshadowing. So after we go down this little raggedy ass trip down memory lane, William ends up getting a call from one of the directors of Homeland Security. And so again, remind you, they've been like tracking, trying to get this disruptor, you know, because he's like public enemy number one, or at least the government enemy number one. And so they feel like they found a ping for where he's at. They've been like trying to track his IP address, and they got it based off of his latest YouTube video. And so they're like, boom, I think we finally got him. And so he kind of puts in a request to try to get a warrant expedited for this address that they have in Chicago so they can go and finally bust the disruptor. So they get to Chicago and they go into this apartment building. And of course, William is able to hack into all the CTV and all of the Ring cameras and all the shit of the apartment complex. Now, one of the first video is like of like some random woman or some kids or something in their house, right? The second video is like a cat video. And then the third one is supposed to be Disruptor, but it's just his avatar. It's just a still photo on the CCTV footage. It's just his avatar. How do we go from video footage, still photo avatar? Movie? That makes sense to y'all? It didn't make sense to me, y'all. Maybe I don't know how technology works, but CCTV is actual video, not a photo. But whatever. So because they saw his still photo avatar, they were like, boom, he's in that apartment. They go to the apartment, they bust in. And of course, they were set up. There's nobody there. It's like, it's just they just got sent on a bogus dummy mission. So while all of this is going on, unbeknownst to everybody else, there's a full-on alien invasion that didn't happen. All of these storms and shit that Sandra called about have finally come to a head. Now, mind you, there was a storm over in the New Jersey. Okay, and I don't know how, I'm not from the East Coast. I don't know how far New Jersey is from DC, but I know they're all on that eastern seaboard. And I know DC a little bit inward, but I feel like it'd be a little cloudy. You know what I'm saying? Especially how bad the storms were. I feel like there might just be a little bit of a cloud or two over there in DC. It's sunny, bright, beautiful. No indication of any storms, okay? And keep that in mind, right? No storms in DC at any point in time. But the storms were how the aliens got here. Okay. I want you to keep that in your mind. Now, here was my question. This came out in 2020. They made this 2020, right? We just got it now in 2025. They're asking Homeland Security to take over this. Like, what's happening with the aliens, right? NASA. Where the fuck is SpaceX? What's Space Force? The Space Force. Where is Space Force?
She's got a point. Now, come on now.
This is their time to shine. This is literally what Space Force is supposed to be about, right? Where the fuck them niggas at? I ain't seen a hint of a Space Force yet. Ain't nobody mentioned them at all in the beginning of this movie. They wouldn't want nobody represented for Space Force on none of the calls. Nothing. I'm just saying. After the lady from the Homeland Security, I forget her name, child, the agent, after she runs out of the building because there's nothing going on Disruptor, like they were foiled, they all of a sudden they hear like this really loud siren type noise, and they feel like this like an earthquake, and they do a little pan up shot, and there's like the alien invasion has started. Okay, and so William is like that's literally his performance. That's what Ice Cube gave us. And so, of course, they had to have an emergency meeting, right? They got to get an emergency meeting for the generals, the president, the vice president, the CIA, all the things. So where else would a meeting of this magnitude with so many important people take place? Teams? No. Google Meet? No, that's too much. Zoom. They do a Zoom call. They do a Zoom call, okay? In the midst of all this chaos, because now we see that it's just aliens, boom, 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 everywhere. We do a Zoom call. Okay, so the Zoom call is like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, we got to get to the bottom of this. Domestic terror analyst, you are on the case, my boy. You do surveillance. You should be able to I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't know what expertise you have, because you do what? Let's say it with me, class. Surveillance. Surveillance. Yes. So what the fuck are you going to do about this alien invasion? I don't know, but William is the man. And so boom. Sandra calls William, right? So, because this is the height of the movie, right? We are to the nitty gritty. So Sandra calls William and she's like, do you see what the fuck is going on here? Like, this is what I'm telling you about. He's like, yeah, I see what's happening. I don't know what's going on. And so there's an alien something that landed on the ground. So she's like, it's all distorted. And she's like, oh, what is it? Let me go to it. Let me go. Let me see what it is. And so she's going, tiptoeing, and this starts, oh, it's so cold out. Why are you touching shit? Barehanded, just going in raw, touching it. Don't know what the hell is going on. And so William is like, hey, leave that alone. Don't touch that. Get out of there. Because it starts to wake up. And she's like, oh, and then the camera goes out. Sandra really just got on my nerves in this, because she was touching on every damn thing in this movie. Girl, these are aliens. You don't know what's going on. Why are you touching shit? What? Touching everything. So William logs back in and he just sees like all over the world. Now, reel me back in. Because how do you, again, words mean things. You are a domestic terror analyst. Now, for Homeland Security, Homeland, America, Homeland. Now, could he have access to cameras in other countries? Perhaps, sure. Why not? It's America. You know, we do some nefarious shit. Who knows? But he has access to every single camera in the world, so he can see all kinds of shit that's happening all over the world. And I'm like, again, this is an international event at this point. Why is William our main go-to person? Because this is bigger than him at this point. This is outside of his scope of work, okay? This is outside of his pay grade. Yet he is tasked to try to figure out what is happening in all of this, okay? Just follow me, because this is what they gave us in terms of a plot. So we get exposition from the BBC. Yeah, the BBC. The BBC knows what's going on. The BBC lets us know that this was a sneak attack. Nobody saw this coming, because the aliens apparently had disrupted the satellites before they had got here. So because of that, nobody could intercept what was going on. And then by the time they got here, it was too late. Here's my question. Who watching the satellites? Space Force? NASA? Because at what point did somebody say, hey, this satellite, it seems it's something is off. We got an alert. I figured that there would be an alert of some sort, you know, because I get an alert when my alarm system at my house is disconnected. That's just at my house. I can imagine a satellite out in outer space, that there would be some sort of alert. They didn't get no alert. So, but the BBC let us know that that's what happened. The BBC knew that, but NASA.
I do not understand.
Faith ends up calling William, okay? She ends up calling him. She's running. She's like, Dad. I'm like, girl, just get to safety. What can your daddy do? This is a Zoom movie. He can't leave that office, baby. He can't leave that office. So I figured she just called him because we needed to get this shitty ass shot of these poorly created CGI aliens going overhead. That felt like that was the only purpose of the shot, because it was her running, then she falls, and then we get a pan up shot of alien robusty. We just saw a bunch of robusty. I don't know. Faith ends up getting injured. And so she's out there just like in DC, of all places. Very busy, highly populated DC, but she's out there all by herself. There's nobody around. It's crazy how that works. Nobody is around. While Faith is on the street, injured, nobody around, And she's like, Dad, do you hear that? What's that sound? Do you hear that? Bitch, help. You just had alien Robussy step over you. What do you think the sound is? What do you think the sound is? You're the one that's out there with the aliens. How the hell does your daddy inside of the office behind the computer know what the fuck the sound is? So anyway, William gets to tapping and logging into the cameras that are around the area, and he conveniently sees a fucking Nazi mobile. I mean, Tesla. He sees a Tesla. And he's like, babe, I want you to see that Tesla over there. I want you to go ahead and I'm gonna unlock it and I'm gonna log into the motherboard. I'm like, this doesn't feel like good marketing for Tesla. Just follow me, y'all. Just follow me quickly. Why would I want to buy a Tesla if some random dude over at Homeland Security can just log into my shit and then hack into it and take it over? I don't know if hacking into Teslas is a common thing, but if it's not, as a consumer, I don't want that in my mind, that that's a possibility that could happen, right? But they wrote in the script. I don't know. They wrote in the script. So as she's in this Tesla, like bleeding out, they decide this is a great time to have an emotional scene with Faith and William. This is a great time. There's an alien invasion happen. There is. That's what's happening. But this is a great time for her to be in this very quiet Tesla, driving very slowly, safely, not erratic at all, down the street. The footage that they showed is people just driving casually. It's like a regular Saturday in DC. You know, nothing's happening. People are turning their blinkers on. Mind you, we just saw a big ass alien Robussy. It's nowhere to be found now. It's gone. It's left. It's gone. We're safe. William lets Faith know, like, hey, I don't blame you for not wanting me at your baby shower. And Faith is like, really, dude? Like, we doing this right now? And I'm like, really, dude? We're doing this right now. Because why are we doing this right now? And so Faith is like, you know what your problem is? That, like, you think you have so much power. Like, you think you have power. You think you have the power to, you know, cure mom's disease or whatever. You think you have the power to make me happy. You think you got the power to say the world, like, you ain't got no power, nigga. William didn't really respond to it. And Faith is still, you know, going through the things. And so William notices that the power in the battery life in the Tesla is damn near almost gone. They only have 2 miles left. So he hacks into the system and puts it in low power mode. So they have a little bit more time. And he, you know, programs it to go to like the nearest hospital or whatever. So after he ends his call with Faith, William ends up hacking into something to talk to Mark in his car. In his Amazon car. I've never been in an Amazon mobile before, but I'm like, what specifically are you hacking into? Like the GPS, maybe the OnStar, I don't know. He hacked into something. And he starts talking to Mark, and Mark is like, hey, what's going on? He's like, Mark, this is William. He's like, oh, hey, Dad. I'm not your dad. Oh, okay. He's like, Faith is injured. Like, I need you to get to her. I have a car. She's fine right now. Like, she's headed to wherever he had her, whatever hospital he's going to. And I need you to get to her, Harry. Like, she's in really bad shape. My question is, how the fuck do you know Mark is not dead, or Mark is not also running for his life? How do we just assume that Mark is okay? Writers, again, does that make sense to y'all? That Mark would just be like, okay, like the city would be in chaos right now. Absolute fucking chaos. But no, not in this movie. Everything is fine. Everything is just like happening in one little area. But if it ain't an area, it ain't bothering nobody else, I guess. In the midst of all this, in the midst of the world being destroyed by aliens, William said, you know what, this would be a good time to write my daughter an email. So he starts writing a heartfelt email to Faith, apologizing about how parenting is hard. I'm like, bro, we don't have time for this at all. Are you supposed to be saving the world? Like, what is going on? And so Sandra ends up contacting William And she tells him about satellites being destroyed. And William is like, damn, that's crazy. Like, bro, how that happen? Another Zoom meeting. This time there's only like 4 people in the Zoom meeting. And in the Zoom meeting, we basically get Ice Cube reading his lines.
Based on their prioritized destruction of these critical intelligence command centers, my analysis suggests nuclear power facilities are next.
And when I say he was like telling them what was happening, it just basically what was said on the BBC News. They just could have turned into the BBC. They didn't need to Zoom me. Just watch the news, I guess. Because the BBC knows more than the U.S. government about this alien invasion. Okay. So basically, we find out about the aliens are all over the world. We don't know why they're here, but they disabled our satellites and they're here for something, and we got to try to figure it out because right now it ain't looking too good. It's looking real bleak, okay? The Earth is losing the war of the worlds at this point. Now, here's my question. Of all this stuff that William reported on in the Zoom meeting, where did he get this information from? Because the whole time we've been with William, he been checking on his kids, reaching out to Mark, checking on the kids, talking to Sandra, checking on the kids, typing emails, getting on Facebook. When did he have time to figure out why the aliens were here, what the aliens were doing, and better yet, why the fuck are they asking him? He is a domestic terrorist analyst.
What's going on? Y'all are going to jail. Period.
Well, then we end up getting a montage of stock footage of just like military footage. And while we're seeing this stock footage of military footage, the reporter is basically updating on a battle that literally just started an hour ago. The reporter is like, well, the alien forces are really taking over the world military now. We have bases that are down. This shit just started. How do you know? First of all, how did we even get all these troops deployed so fast, worldwide? Everybody's on different times. We got to get NATO involved, the UN. We got to get this country that ain't part of the NATO and the UN. We got all of this shit got to happen. And literally, none of this shit really happened until the president gave the okay in this Zoom meeting they just had. So how, Sway, do we have footage, video footage of this? And how does the reporter know the outcome of the war that just started an hour ago? Okay. Jesus. This movie, y'all, this movie. Oh. So, William ends up getting a call from Sandra, and there's video footage, and they're like, what are they doing? What are the aliens doing? And so the aliens seem to be drawn to something. Like while in the middle, like King Kong, they swatting that shit. They're like, who? And then they turn and they start slow walking to buildings. Okay. Come to find out, the aliens are attracted to the data centers that are in all these major cities. So they're not quite sure yet why the aliens are headed to these data centers, but at least they've cracked that code. That the aliens, for some reason, are all headed to these data centers. And so in the midst of this important information, William ends the call and gets on the call with his son, David, who is okay. Mind you, in the midst of all this melee and chaos, he's fine. At one point, he was kind of running, duck, dodge, but he was okay. He made it. David is trying to tell William about what is basically, I guess, like a conspiracy theory about something, a program called Goliath. And so William is like, I ain't trying to hear this shit. This is a bunch of, conspiracy stuff. And David is like, no, this is real. The government is involved. This is something that you should really know about. This is bigger than you, all this other shit. And William is like, I don't have time for this. I got to save the world and the whole planet. And so he ends the call with David. So we're back on a Zoom call, FaceTime, WhatsApp, whatever, with Sandra. And so she's at one of the data centers. And of course, her touchy McTouchington ass goes up to one of these little tendrils, little alien tendrils. She's like, oh, Well, what is this? Well, okay, well, wait. Well, it's in the building. I'm going to follow it. You just hold on. So she goes in and she's following the trail of this tentacle, and it leads to like a whole like a little data room or whatever. And she's like, oh, well, what is it? Again, touching shit. And then she gets attacked by like alien bed bugs. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So, is Sandra dead? Is Sandra alive? We don't know, but she got attacked by some alien bedbugs. See, the call gets disconnected with Sandra because she may or may not be being murdered by bedbug aliens. So he ends up getting a call from Mark, and he's like, did you get Faith? He's like, I found her, I got her, but she's not looking too good. So Faith, ignorant ass, mind you, I forgot to mention, Faith is a scientist. Faith is a scientist who has been working on figuring out how to create like these little like nano bots or something that can go in and kill sick cells. That's the thing that she's been working on, okay? So Mark finds Faith, and Faith then took the damn thing that had stabbed her leg out. And she's like, Dad, I just thought I could just take it out of my leg and then make it better. You're a scientist. Now, mind you, I know scientists doesn't mean that they know everything. But I would imagine you would be smart enough to know that if you have something like stuck into your leg or it's in an artery or something, it's best just to leave it in there till you get to the hospital. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe she didn't know that. Maybe because she was panicked because she's pregnant and she's whatever, she was scared. But she did that, so now she's bleeding out. She's losing a lot of blood. It's getting really bad. And so William tells Mark, well, you got to tape it up. You got to put pressure on it, or you got to, find something, put pressure on it. And so Mark gets out like some packaging tape, and William is like, no, you can't do that. He's like, trust me, I got it. So he tapes up her leg, and that helps, and her blood pressure starts to get back to normal. So boom, William ends up getting another Google Meets some Teams call, I don't know, from Sandra, and Sandra's okay. Our girl made it, okay? She got attacked by the bugs, but she's good to go. And so this bitch then took 4 of the damn alien bugs to her house. I don't know. So she took the bugs to the house, and she found out that the aliens are consuming the data. Like, she put the little bed bugs on the thing, and they went to like a little USB, and they started like eating the data. And so then they started to look at the surveillance. It was like, you know what? Them little things, it's all been a Trojan horse. It's been a little smoke screen, because they've been doing all this. This is a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit. They are here to get to the data. Why didn't they cut that scene, y'all? Why didn't they cut that scene? Why was they just staring at that camera? Did y'all see what I'm saying? It took 5 years to release this shit. And this is what y'all gave us after 5 years? Even I know to cut out in my little videos awkward pauses for no damn reason. Y'all see what I did here?
Oh.
Because the aliens are like sucking up all the data from the data centers, it's actually causing disruptions to like all of our technology. So we get footage of airplanes crashing because they don't have connection to, like the towers and stuff, right? So they just crashing and burning and don't know what's going on. You mean to tell me in the midst of all this alien invasion, right? Okay, big ass aliens. The FAA did not ground planes already. In the midst of all this happening, before the data got attacked and shit was still online, the FAA didn't tell the airlines to cancel all the flights, and that any pilot that was near an airport to land immediately. Okay. And so William is seeing all this. He's seeing shit just go down. He's like, oh no, wait. So he goes in to log into Facebook, and all of a sudden everything is doom. And his little Facebook reminder to get the milk and his last little message from his wife is deleted. My first thought was, thank God, Facebook is gone. They could have ended the movie there. It could have ended for me, because Facebook is trash. Get it out of here. But also, to that, this the only message you had left with your wife? You don't have a cell phone? You are the super spy of the world. You don't have no other messages, no other nothing, no other mementos of your wife. This is 2020. You ain't got no videos of your wife. No, not your daughter, your son, ain't nobody got, and I get it, it's a special one, and she says, I love you and all that, but she ain't tell you she love you no other time. Just this Facebook message was the only thing you had left. In what world? She didn't even leave you a voicemail message? You ain't got no voicemail saved to her? Nothing? Okay. But you know what didn't get destroyed? What ain't shut down? What is just still available? Disruptor's YouTube videos. They're still up. It's still available to watch. How? I don't know. Maybe he downloaded the video. I don't know. But it's still available. So he go back on and watches Disruptor's YouTube video. But as he's watching it, he's like, now wait a minute, hold up. So he goes and puts his little video into a voice decryption. Why didn't we do this before? Why didn't we do this before? You been had this technology. So why didn't you think to do the voice disruption or whatever, decryption, before? Not disruption, y'all, decryption. Okay, they gotta be tripping. But he does the voice decryption. And come to find out, y'all know what's up. Y'all know what's coming up.
It's you. It's you.
It's you. It's you. So the big reveal is that Dave is Disruptor. He's this big hacker, #1 most wanted government list FBI terrorist. So William confronts Dave and it's like, how could you, man? And Dave was like, wait, Dad, I can explain. Dave starts running down everything to William about Goliath. He sends him over all the files that he has. And so William starts seeing, like, through all the years of all the things that the government has been involved in, and that every conspiracy theory is actually right, and it's not all a lie, and the government is big trash, right? And then so William is like, oh my God, the government, they've been lying to me this whole time, you know, because he, again, was being told that Goliath wasn't true. But then I'm also like, this is hypocritical because, sir, you literally, you spy on people. Like, that is your job. Like, even to the point where you're spying on your own children. Like, in the opening scene, there was a whole scene where a man was on a phone call talking about absolutely nothing, and you were spying in on his phone call. So, like, now, why are you the moral police about the government doing some shit just because you wasn't in on it? Make it make sense, please. Make it make sense. And then so as he's going through all the files, he sees that Briggs, who I didn't really talk about earlier, but Briggs is like the main guy. He's like the director of the Homeland Security. And he is behind the whole thing, this whole time, of Goliath. But it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense because the file footage that David sent to William was shit that's been going on for decades. I mean, they talking about Area 51, all this shit, Roswell, all of that is in there. I get it, Goliath is the newest thing, but Briggs wasn't behind all of it. Like, it's been the government this whole time. But what Briggs was behind, like, Goliath is this huge, like, I don't even know what to call it, y'all. Like motherboard, I don't know, like data center that holds like billions and billions of whatever of data. And the issue is that Briggs knew about the aliens wanting to get data. And so he was well aware that if he built this huge like data center, then it would attract the aliens. And that would thus put the world in danger. But he didn't care because he wanted to have all of this power and surveillance over, you know, people and shit. William is upset about this. He's like, dang, Briggs been behind this the whole time. And they've been keeping this from me. They didn't even tell me. Damn.
Damn. Dave was right. He lied to me the whole time. Right to my face.
So William ends up like FaceTiming or face calling Briggs. And Briggs is like all smug on the call. Like he now knows that William knows that he was behind the whole Goliath thing. That's true. How the fuck do you know? How do you know? Like, why would he answer the phone so smugly? Like, he don't know what's going on. I would think he'd be like, hey, William, what's up? Did you find it? Like, he would be unaware of what the hell is happening. Not in this movie. He knew exactly what was going on. William confronts Briggs about Goliath and everything. And you said, and you were behind all of this. You knew this was going to happen. And so Briggs was like, well, you know, it's unfortunate that you found this out about me. I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you crazy kids. And so he basically, like, takes away all of William's clearances, like kicks him out of everything. He can't access anything anymore. And I'm like, well, that was stupid. Like, obviously that was going to happen. Like, why would you confront him? I always think that is so stupid in these movies. After William gets kicked out of everything, I'm kind of surprised that like security didn't come and like escort him off the premises, but movie got a movie. And so William lets Dave know, like, all right, I'm in. And so Dave is like, are you ready to be a disruptor? And William is like, yeah, let's fuck shit up, or whatever he says. Now, I'm like, so where do we go from here? Because William just got kicked out of everything. Like, how in the hell? Like, you can't really disrupt shit, right? Because you just got logged out of all of your damn emails and your Google Meets and shit. Nope, my boy Dave puts on his hacking hat and he hacks into the system and gets his daddy back all of his clearances and all of his permissions, and he's able to log back into everything. Of all the things that happened in this movie, that was one of the things that I liked. I actually, y'all stick with me, I actually liked the fact that Dave stepped in, hacked into the system, and got his dad back all of his clearances. I'm not going to ask questions about how he was able to do it because he's like a world-class hacker. But I did appreciate that he did do that and he helped out his dad. I thought that was dope. I did like that part of the movie. After getting all the information that he needs to, Dave and William ends up uploading a new video up onto YouTube. I thought all the data, I thought everything was shut down. How are you able to upload a video on YouTube? Okay, anyway. So after they upload a video on the YouTube, they start exposing everything. They upload all of the files that they have. They upload stuff exposing Briggs. But I'm like, at this point, who gives a fuck? It's an alien invasion. Who's on YouTube right now? Who is on YouTube? Who's watching this right now? Like, nobody gives a shit. Like, if there's an alien invasion outside my door right now, I'm not gonna be like, oh, let me get on to the YouTube and let me see what Disruptor got going. I don't care. Like, am I about to live? Matter of fact, I'll do you one better. I probably can't access it anyway because all the damn data has been corrupted. So I probably can't log into my smart TV. I probably can't log into my computer. I definitely can't access the internet. I'm not gonna see your fuck shit ass video.
Chill out, calm down.
They figure out that, okay, because the aliens are consuming the data, well, what would happen if we maybe send a virus over to the data center? So let's go ahead and put a virus in there. Dave contacts his other disruptors, right? And so first when they get on the call, they're like, oh man, you got us on here with your dad. You didn't tell us that. He gonna out us. He the ops, man. He the feds. Da, da, da. And they're like, no, he one of us now, bro. He cool. He a disruptor now. You know, he like, what up, disruptors? And so then they go and start hacking into the data centers and they upload a virus. They're like, yes, got it. And so the aliens start consuming the virus, right? Don't shit happen. Actually, I take that back. Something does happen. The aliens get pissed the fuck off. I actually like this part. The aliens got pissed the fuck off. They said, oh, okay, bitch. And so the aliens ended up finding the IP addresses of everybody that sent them damn viruses, and they went and blew up their houses.
Got him! Got him!
They went and blew up all the disruptors' houses. And so while they're on the call, William sees that Dave He's like, oh my God, they're seeing each of them get exploded. He's like, Dave, get out of there. You got to get out of there. So Dave gets up and he frantically goes away. And then all of a sudden, William gets like a outside view of his house. His house gets blown up. And so we're like, oh, Dave, then God got. So William is like, fuck, no, not Dave. No, my son, no. William is distraught, as one would be, right? You just saw your son die. So it seems. But then, so he's like trying to check into stuff, trying to check on Dave. And then he ends up calling Dave. Dave answers. He's like, oh my God, Dave, you're okay. You're okay. He's like, oh yeah, Dad, you thought I was at the house. No, like I'm never at my house. I'm at my boy's house. And he like pulls it down, has a green screen. So he wasn't even home. My question is, in the midst of all this, when William was saying, Dave, you got to get out of there. They're coming to get you. You got to get out of there. And you see all your friends being blown up. Why in that moment, did you not just say, Dad, I'm okay. I'm not at the house? Why not just say, I'm safe. I'm not at the house. I don't want to say where I'm at, but I'm good, Dad. I promise. I'm not even there. And also, too, even though the aliens use the IP address to track them, aren't the aliens smart enough to figure out and to be able to maybe like scramble and figure out maybe where Dave actually is, because they were able to disable government satellites? So you mean to tell me that Dave is smarter than these? Okay. After all of that happened, William, he's able to log into he's able to join a Zoom call. His face is on the screen. He joined a Zoom call, y'all. Nobody saw him on a Zoom call. How many times have y'all been in a Zoom meeting? And especially if you're hosting a meeting, like there's literally, it's almost impossible to sneak into a Zoom call, especially I would think a Zoom call with government officials. It should be impossible. Hacking or not, your video definitely shouldn't show up. But he hacked into the call anyway. Nobody saw him there. And he found out that they figured out what was going on with the aliens and that they're going after the Goliath data center motherboard or whatever. And so they're sending fighter jets to go and blow up the building that William is in, right? Sandra, Dave, William, Faith all get on a call together as a family unit. So stupid. It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. So William sets up a Teams meeting with his kids and Sandra and Mark. And they're all going to figure out how to defeat the aliens. The family is going to figure out how to defeat the aliens. Okay, no problem. And so while they're on the family call, they're like, well, what are we going to do, Dad? We got to get you out of there. We got to stop it. What's going to happen? Faith, what about the thing that you've been working on? What if she was like, well, I don't know if it's going to work. Well, we have to try something. So what if we upload your data, your information into the system, and then once the aliens consume it, it'll go in, and then I don't know what the fuck, y'all. Because I thought her whole thing was supposed to like alter the DNA of sick cells to make them healthy again so it don't kill people. So I don't know quite how. I don't know. I was checked out by the end of this. But apparently that's the plan. And so like, well, how are we going to get this to you, Dad? So you can, because he has to go down to the Goliath and actually like manually put it into the thing. And it's like, well, you just have to save it to a USB, a drive or whatever. And he's like, I don't have that here. This is a highly secure place. They don't let us bring stuff like that in here. Fair point. Y'all finally got something that I might agree with. I don't know. And so this is the infamous when they decide to use Amazon air delivery, their drones, to deliver this USB to William. Stupid. So William has to place the order on Amazon. And then they has to select the drone or whatever. And then this just don't make no fucking sense. But anyway, so he has to place the order. Then Mark gets the order, accepts the order, and then puts the thing on the damn drone. So Mark is operating the drone. And then so like at one point it like hits something and an alien hit. I don't know, something hit it and it falls. There was a guy that was like nearby it and he was like kind of hiding out. And they're like, hey, we have to ask that guy if he can flip over our drone. And they're like, well, can you get his number? So he finds the guy and somehow figures out his fucking phone number. So they text the guy, was like, hey, can you flip our drone over? And the guy's like, no, I'm not doing that. And they're like, we'll give you a $1,000 Amazon gift card.
What happened?
Right.
So obviously they upload the gift card to him. He flips over the drone, and then they are able to successfully navigate the drone through the alien invaded streets. They get the drone to William into the Goliath. And so like so what I was confused about is, again, everything is offline, but Amazon still works. Ah, okay. I guess if YouTube still works, Amazon still works. I don't know. But then they finally get the USB or whatever to William. And so he's on the call with him. He's like, guys, I just want you to know that I love you. I love you so much. If I don't make it, I love you. So he's like going through the Goliath, and like all of like the alien tentacles are like trying to give, and then he puts it into the thing, and then like the screen goes black. We don't know what happened. But then we find out at the end that, you know, the cannibal, I think they called it the cannibal code is what they called it. The cannibal code worked, ended up killing the aliens. It defeated them, and yay, the world is saved. And so at the end, William, because he outed the whole entire government, now he's officially the face of the disruptor. Everything is out. Briggs has been arrested. The government is now like being brought up on charges for like surveillance and violating people's rights and all the things. And at the end, William is obviously going to the baby shower and being Grandpa Shark, because they had like little baby shark little shirts. And boom, happy ending. Everybody's happy. The world is saved. And the humans beat the aliens. Y'all, it's editing me. I just realized while I was editing this video that they were making biblical references with the names of the children, because they had the government program Goliath was defeated by David and Goliath. And when they had given up hope, they counted on faith to make it through. Amen. 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 This movie can go to hell. I got a headache. Just recapping this movie. But y'all, that was War of the Worlds. It was as bad as y'all said it was. In fact, I feel like y'all was being nice. I feel like it was worse than what y'all said it was. It was worse. Like, Ice Cube giving us performances like this.
Shooting stars.
Oh my God. Damn. Space to the data.
Why? What? Like, I get it. This was filmed during COVID. But there was also a really, like, and we might watch it for Friday Night Fridays, I know, a really good horror movie that was also filmed during COVID. That these were like independent filmmakers with very minimal, no budget, that they did a great job. You niggas are Amazon. And this is what y'all gave us to give. And not only the fact that y'all filmed this during COVID, y'all didn't stop to say, you know, this wasn't our best effort. We could just maybe put this straight to DVD. Not even stream it. Just literally put it on a DVD and put it in the Prime Video and let people go and buy it, because you won't be able to stream it anywhere. Or just not release it. But to release this 5 years later and it to be as bad as it was, it is shameful. Y'all could have even had Ice Cube go back and reshoot his fucking scenes, because his performance was god awful. I mean, Ice Cube ain't the greatest actor anyway. But this, so you just reading off the, you just reading your lines, huh? You're not even acting. He didn't give a damn enough to fucking even like memorize it. I wouldn't be surprised he just had a teleprompter over here and he was just reading his lines the whole time. Y'all, terrible, absolutely terrible. This was trash. This was absolute trash. And I'm sure you've already seen it. If you haven't seen it, don't see it. You will have a headache. It's not worth your time. This wasn't even like fun bad. You know, there's movies that are like bad, but like you have a good time with them because they're so stupid. This was just bad. I have a headache. So I'm about to wrap this up. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What you thought about this fucking movie? What you thought about War of the Worlds? Like, I want them to hang it up. I'm tired of us bringing this back into the fold. Hang it up. We've seen enough iterations of this story. Let this be the last one. I don't want to see no more. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments below. And as always, y'all like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to see y'all sometime in the future for another episode of Child. What is this? Good night, y'all.
Sister girl on films. Hey, sister girl on films. Hey.